So row 2 of my chart is telling me I need to make a color change at stitch 13. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to crochet, single crochet, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and on the 12th stitch is where you're going to want to make your color change. So go into the stitch, pull up your loop, bring this to the back, and then bring your second color and attach and pull it through the loop, and I'm doing a yarn under for color change. Okay, so we only need 1 stitch of this color, so we're going to go into the next single crochet, pull up a loop, bring this to the back side, and then we're going to yarn under with the main color to go back to the white. Next stitch is white. So now you have your second color incorporated into the square. Carrying on, we're on row 3 of the chart and we have to do another color change here. So you already have the yarn attached. So it's just as simple as pulling up the white and then yarn under with the opposite color, pull through and yarn a loop up with that, back to the white, and then carry on. At this point, you don't need to carry your yarn at the back because we're only using the off color in this one section. I will see you back here at row 7 where I'll show you how to carry your yarn in the back so that it looks nice and neat. Okay, we're still on row 7 and we've just done our color change for this. You can see the stem starting to show up here. But for row 8 of the chart, we're going to start the color change on the 5th stitch to start forming the leaf. So we want to bring the color over so it's exactly where we need it to be for the next row. And this is how you do it to make it nice and neat and keep it from showing through the front. Single crochet 1, hold the second color behind you and so that it's coming through. And then single crochet without it, and then single crochet with it. So every other stitch you want to carry across the yarn. And that way it makes it nice and neat at the back, but doesn't show through the front. So we're going to go all the way until we get to where we're going to need it for the next row. And I think we're there. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left, and our yarn is exactly where we're going to need it for the next row. Okay, you can see where we've completed row 7 and we've got the yarn carried forward. So now we're going to go to row 8 on the chart. So first thing we do, chain 1, which I've already done, and we're going to single crochet the first 3 stitches in white, and then on the 4th stitch we're going to bring up the opposite color. This color is called copper, and work 7 stitches of copper, and remember to carry forward your white yarn every other stitch across the back. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 7th one we want to change to white. Now when you're pulling this through, just gentle tug, don't put too much tension on it. So on this one we're going to switch over to white. Remember using yarn under again, and do 1 stitch in white, then change over, 1 stitch in copper, and then change over, 1 stitch in white, change over, and now we're going to do 7 stitches in copper. Remember to carry your yarn every other stitch. Now we're at the 7th stitch. This is where we want to change color. So bring this to the back, yarn under with your white, pull through, and then carry out the remaining 4 stitches of the row. You do not need to carry forward your yarn to the end of the row, because it's going to be right where you need it for the next row. Okay, so you can see that the leaf part is starting to form from the chart. So now I want you to carry on working the chart up to the 26th row. When you complete the chart, come back here and we'll work on the border. Okay, we're back here with the square completed. The chart's done. We've got 26 rows. This is what your leaf should look like at this point. So now we're just going to do a single crochet row, and we're going to go all the way around the square like that with single crochet. So the first thing I want you to do is, for these, because we're turning corners, we're going to do a chain 2, turn your work, and then do a single crochet all the way across the top of the square. Okay, we're at our last stitch at the top, single crochet into the last stitch. Here we chain 2 because we're turning the corner, and then single crochet into the same stitch that you just finished on the last round. Okay, and carry on doing single crochet all the way around. All right, and then when you get all the way around and to the other end where you come to the beginning, join it with a slip stitch. And if you're just using these squares for different projects, you can be done with that border. But if you want to add another border, another row for, say, doing a blanket or something, which is what I'm going to make these into, is a blanket, then you can follow along. Otherwise, at the end of this single crochet border, you're done. Okay, we're finished now with the single crochet border around the square, and at this point you can leave it here if you desire. Blocking at this point is optional. This square is great. You can use it in many different projects. If you just simply change the weight of your yarn and the size of your needle, you can pretty much do as many different sizes as you like. If you want a secondary border, which I've done on this one, I did this just to give it a little extra sort of look, a transition between the squares, because I'm going to be joining them for a blanket. So I wanted a bit of a transitional look between the squares. So if you want to do this type of border, here we go. So because this is double crochet, first thing we're going to do is we are going to chain 3 to start, and then double crochet into your first stitch, where you had that 2 chain space from the last row, and then skip a stitch and then double crochet into the next stitch twice into the same stitch. Okay, so you see how it's coming along, and then skip a stitch and double crochet twice into the same stitch, and we'll follow this along till the end of the row. Double crochet, okay, now we get to the corner where that 2 chain space is. So we double crochet twice, chain 3 for your corner, turn your work, and then double crochet twice again into the same chain 2 space that made your corner. And keep doing this all the way around. Now remember, when we were doing this square, we had 25 stitches across and 26 rows. So you might come to a row here when you're doing the border where there is not 2 stitches to skip a stitch, and then you don't want to do 2 into here and then 2 into the corner, because it'll be too close together. So it's okay just to do a double crochet into this stitch and then 1 double crochet into the corner stitch, and then chain 3 and turn your work, and then go back into the same chain 2 space. Not a big deal. Okay, carry on. Okay, last corner of your border. So we're going to do 2 double crochet into the corner space. And then we just bring everything together with a slip stitch on the end. And we're done. And there you go.